simply the best. Better than all the rest. You're better than anyone I've ever met. Stuck on your heart. Hang on every word you say. Tear us apart.
Yo, what's up? You're off in God's country with your boys, your main boy, Reed.
Did you say Jermaine boy?
Jermaine boy.
What's up, Jermaine boy?
Jermaine Dupree is what I was thinking.
Dupree.
Or Jermaine O'Neal. You know
Jermaine Dupree, dude. Oh,
Jermaine
yeah.
Dupree.
And Dan Isbell. It's your turn.
Where we take a weekly drive to the intersection of country music and the great outdoors. And I said drive again. Brought to you, two things that go together, like motorcycles and Vietnam. Those things do go together.
Or
we turned a trip down with this guy to go to him.
Or was it? He was
Vietnam and Reed does not go together.
Yeah, two things that don't go together, like
Reed
Vietnam and the brothers
on a motorcycle.
Because we ain't going to Vietnam.
Right.
And it's also brought to you by our great friends at Cam. Here it comes now, long intro. We should do a rap every week.
Yeah, we should figure out what to say right here, but
It's
we ain't
your
got time
turn.
today because
Did you write it down, boy?
If you got a farm but got a couple kids and ain't got time to get down there, throw yourself up a 3.0 and it's pretty much like you're there.
If you got a new four-wheeler and you want to keep it safe, and throw a deep end 360 on that thing today and hold them bad guys hostage till the cops get there.
God, big reds. Remember those big reds?
Man, those were death
traps.
wheelers, dude.
No doubt, man.
Death.
Speaking
Speaking of
remember
death
you could just
wheelers,
ride around the yard and two wheels? One wheel. Yeah. Well, no, two wheels because that third one's up, yeah.
Speaking of two wheels and we had our guest on.
Keep going.
What was his name?
You tell me.
You tell me.
Tell me.
No, you tell me.
Dude, I usually do this part. You do it this time. Who's the guest this time, Dan?
Brad Pitt.
Close. Keep going. I would love motorcycles, dude.
Yeah.
Who is it?
Kip Moore, dude.
That's right. Kip freaking Moore.
The motorcycle rider, Kip Moore, dude. I don't know if it's those kind of motorcycles, but
that was cool.
that was cool, man. Yeah, it crept in.
Good
dude.
try, Ray. Good job.
Hey, where's your question of the day, Ben? Ray?
Apparently his mic's gone too. That's an Indian.
That's Kip Moore.
No doubt.
Motorcycle.
That's Vietnam.
Kip
Moore riding
motorcycle.
without us.
We
He
should call
asked
him
us
that.
to go.
Kip Motorcycle.
Man, we love this guy, and he's got such a cool story and such a cool career, man. He's all over the world playing for sold out crowds, and they love him.
He's all tan and ripped.
He's so cool.
Man, he sounds good.
He smokes cigarettes before he comes up.
Do they want him to know he smokes cigarettes?
Can I say that?
Care?
Oh yeah,
He didn't
Okay.
care.
He's a baller.
Cool. He's like, what's that guy's name? Dean Martin, kind of. He's like the swaggy, yeah, you know.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
I was trying to think of another guy he reminded me of, but he's awesome. Stick around, check him out. The Graver's great.
Country music, cool, man. He's just cool. Got a cool story. He's always coming in with like interesting perspectives, and
Well, you have to ask him where he's been. Like every
No
time you
doubt.
see him, you have to ask him.
He's like, "Oh, I cut my foot
what did he
off."
just get done with? Because it's some like once in a lifetime planned trip, like 30-year trip that he just got done with, and it's either riding the Baja with whoever, some sheik he met, or whatever. It's always crazy stories, and it's so much fun to catch up with him every time, and we loved having him on.
he also
gonna
pays
love it, too.
beautiful tribute to Brett James, one of his best buddies,
No doubt.
that we lost in Nashville this year.
Yeah.
Tough on everybody, especially tough on Kip. Hear how he got through it and continues to get through it daily.
If you're watching on YouTube, hit that follow button, hit the subscribe button, share it, post
Bro,
it.
they said we're up
do your
to
thing.
5,000 followers on there, dude. From 700
subscribers,
to 5,000.
not followers, subscribers. That's big time, man.
Let's keep it popping,
Let's
man.
keep it going. Let's keep this train
At
rolling.
10,000, Reed will streak on Music Row.
I told Jordan this morning. I was like, man, I think we should do the thing. I'm really sick of this hair.
Oh yeah,
I'm really sick of it. So we should do a thing where, like, if we reach something, I'll shave my head.
I'll go.
You'll shave it?
Yeah.
10,000? Or let's 50,000 subscribers. That might be like years.
Years. No.
Okay, 50,000 subscribers.
We'll shave
right
our heads.
here. We'll shave our heads.
Shine will do it.
That'd be sick. Let's do it at your house. We can jump in the pool after or something.
Sick.
If it's the summer.
Yeah,
let's
get
it up there.
Clean hair, your wire hair out of my skimmer for the next 8 years.
Hey man, we love y'all.
See ya.
Check out Kip Moore.
Thanks,
See ya.
Haley.
From
Haley.
you want to do it? You do it. You do it. No. Take it.
You're better at it than me.
Take it, dude.
From Tifton, Georgia. No, take it.
A two-time God's Country Podcast guest,
Back,
CMA International Artist of the Year, over 1 billion streams. I'm trying to get the volume to crack. Like, be too loud for people listening. You know what I'm saying?
You're trying.
He's a motorcycle junkie. What are you, like a 2-time, 3-time athlete, 3-sport athlete, something like that in college? Like
Whatever
4, 5-sport, man.
Yeah.
He did them all.
I know he's a 2-chain wearer and a 5
Not today.
He said athlete, but a 2-chain wearer.
He said I only got 1 chain on for y'all today, man.
He said I got 2 fists clenched.
Yeah, I've got 2 these days. I had to go back to 1, man.
His new album, Reason to Believe, drops this Friday, 5/29. We got the one, the only, a God's Country Podcast favorite, Kip Moore down here, dude.
Good to be here. Good to be here.
Thanks for coming hang out with
You
us
bet,
again.
man. You bet. I had a blast.
I'm glad to have you back,
me
pal.
too.
Yeah.
All right, tell, dude. You live one of the most amazing lives I've ever heard in my life.
What crazy thing you been up to?
You're the most interesting man.
I
You're the
don't
next.
believe that.
You're the next Dos Equis man.
Oh,
Yeah, you're
okay.
the Dos Equis guy for
Yeah.
sure.
Okay.
No doubt.
All right.
You're always in like a foreign country with your shirt off, looking good.
He's literally got the silver or the plastic or whatever you call it, the cellophane on.
Yeah,
the,
well, tell us what's
on
we
the
got
tattoo,
we
man.
got to recognize that. at least.
Y'all know Brett James.
Yeah.
He was my. I'm just now getting to where I can talk about him without breaking down.
Yeah.
I still on my own. I heard of Nate Lowry, who I love to death, sent me a song of his that he wrote right before he passed. And
Yeah.
I listened to it yesterday, and I couldn't get past the verse.
Yeah, man.
I just he was my mentor. He was my brother. I mean, we were thick as thieves. When I signed with him, this is a crazy story that I've never told. Couldn't get in the door, couldn't get anything to happen for years. I can remember I'd be like, okay, I've got a meeting with, I'm not going to run any companies down, but I'd have a meeting with so-and-so and
Sony.
and you would be like, this would be like maybe even just like a publishing or a BMI or whoever ASCAP kind of thing. And I would think it was the biggest deal. I finally got a meeting with somebody, you know, with some suit, you know.
Absolutely.
And
I know that
you'd
feeling.
work for 3 months thinking about that meeting, you know. And I can remember I would make the drive into Music Row, and then it'd be like you sit in the office and 15 minutes go by and somebody comes out and is like, you know, well, so-and-so can't meet with you today. Can you do it in 3 months from now? And you're just devastated, you know. Before you know it, a whole year's gone by when you thought you were going to get that meeting, and then you get that meeting, and it's like, well, I got 5 minutes, and it's kind of like, you know, and then it's like, well,
So tell me where you're from. And you're like, wait a second, I got this pocket full of songs.
Come back and play me some tempo in 3 months, you know, and then
And
it's,
I got this one guy I want you to write with.
yeah, and it's you know, it's so much time goes by. Well, I had nothing going on, and I played this songwriters round, and I guess some people were in the crowd back then. Maybe there was a little more maybe music lovers that would go to shows and that could make decisions. And I got called into. I got a text on my phone and called the number back, and it was this really big producer was kind of running a record label at the time, and can you come in and meet with us, you know? And this guy, you know, I knew the name, and I go in there, and they've got the paperwork and this famous lawyer that I also knew of in the room, and it's right
for
there.
the first meeting?
Right there, it's all ready.
Okay.
And it's, you know, they want to go right into making a record and this and that. It's probably 2008-ish. And I think back on that time, and I've been writing a ton, but Up All Night was not ready yet, you know? And I think I might have written Everything But You, might have been the only one that I'd written at that time. And something in my gut And then everything was like, oh my gosh, I'm about to get a record deal, you know?
100%. Yeah.
Something in my gut was like, can y'all give me 24 hours? And I looked at the lawyer and said, yeah, we'll give you 24. All right. I got my truck. Now, up to this time, I had not had any bites. Same day, I get a call from Brett James, who, you guys don't know Brett. He was one of the biggest songwriters ever come through this town.
And just a light, even
man,
outside of the
songs.
The
man, he's bigger than life. He's bigger than life. I'd
Yeah.
see him at my gym, be like, God, how do I get this guy to
Gold
get
soul,
a meeting
dude.
with me?
Absolutely.
You know? Yeah. And so
He passed away last September in an airplane
and
crash.
He calls me and says, I'm Brett James. I said, I know who you are. And he said, can you come and play me a couple songs? One of my friends, who was Joe Fisher, was over at MCA, saw me play. And so I go to Brett's building that was behind Losers, Cornman, which was just the hang when I was coming up, man. I mean, it was the mecca of songwriters, your Rivers Rutherfords, your Craig Wisemans, your Hillary Lindsays. When I first started writing that building, it was like all the biggest writers. And it was so much music happening, which is not really the way anymore. And it was just an old house. It had all the vibe. All the songwriters would hang. They'd write till 5, which I don't know if anybody writes till 5 anymore. They'd write till 5.
I did yesterday. And I was like, what is happening?
Yeah.
I can't get home, man.
And, you know, and then at the end of the day, everybody would convene in the living room. It was just so much vibe.
Play songs
and everybody be playing their songs. And then we'd all hang out and drink and hang and play more till 9, 10 o'clock at night. Then it would just start back over.
Yeah.
It was such a way. But anyways, Brett, I played a song called Thinking and Driving. It was about them all over the road. But I haven't been drinking a drop and got pulled over. But I'm just thinking about her, you know. And he stopped me after the first chorus. And he said, I don't need to hear anything else. He said, you know, I'd already told him where I was coming from. So I got to be honest, you know, I'm coming from somewhere that, you know, and he said, well, I can't give you a record deal. He said, but I think you have all the raw juice that I've been looking for. And he says, I love to hone your craft, and I'm going to be the mentor that is present. And if you sign with me, he says, I really think we can do something special. And it was us just kind of talking, and he felt like a brother right away.
And he's talking publishing.
Yeah, he's talking just a publishing deal.
Gotcha.
And talking like $27,000 a year. You know, like we're just barely getting by. And I was already living in a garage apartment, and it's like, you're going to be broke for 4 more years. And that record deal was like,
Oh, yeah.
you know, it's like,
yeah,
it
baby,
felt like
come
the
up.
cake.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, for sure, the cake. Yeah, yeah.
And there was something about him that what I needed more than anything at that time was someone that I felt like was a true believer. And man, I decided to sign with him, and it was the best decision I ever made.
So you didn't do the record deal?
I didn't do the record deal.
Wow, just went straight.
I went straight with Brett, and he was everything he said he was going to be. You know, he let me, because you guys probably hit the, you know, the come up of this, where it was every 6 weeks I would track 5 songs. Every 6 weeks I go to a ruckus room and I track 5 songs. He let me produce. He let me follow my basically.
Yeah, yeah.
And he would, when we'd sit back and we would dissect all the songs, I'm like, this isn't quite what I thought it was. This, you know, and well, what do you think went wrong with this one? What's missing with this? And we just dissect and we talk, and we would go to his lake house every weekend. I don't think there was a weekend where the two of us were not together at that lake house, writing and hanging. In the first 2 years, I don't think a weekend went by.
Wow.
And we were together every day. And then, you know, I ended up getting the record deal in 2011 or 12, and we, you know, we drifted, but we, you know, we were texting each other all the time, and and we'd hang a little bit, and then just got less and less. And right before he passed, we had been texting for like a week of just nonstop, like, I miss you, I love you, you know. And we had worked out a trip. He says, the two of us need to get away. Let's go down to the Bahamas, and let's just write and hang. And I was planning on going down there with him about a week after, before he
Unreal.
passed.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
So, but just, he was the best.
Yeah, the town
He really was.
Town lost the light, man. In that you and him were
We
on the road to getting close.
we'd been writing a little bit, and with Lydia over there, and
Lydia's great.
yeah, she's great, and we wrote a few songs, and me and Brett had just started to play, golf, and just started to really get to know each other, and he was just an unbelievable talent first, second is an unbelievable man, and just had his head on right, and knew what he wanted to say, and said it. And
he was just so cool, man. He was just so cool.
He was the coolest.
I mean, you look at him, you're like,
he was the coolest.
That guy's real.
Yeah, his hair was perfect.
He was the coolest.
And he was nice. He wasn't like cool, like cold shoulder cool. He was like inviting. Like
he was so cool. Like he made a baby writer always feel comfortable in the room. And he was so good. I mean, like, there's a lot of people that get a lot of hits, and you'll get in the room and be like, how in the world has this guy been on a bunch of hits, or this girl?
That's right.
You get in the room with him, you're like, I get it.
How does he not get all of them?
Hillary Lindsay, Natalie Hemby, there's some people you get in the room with right away.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
I know how they got here.
Yeah.
And he was one of those. And I mean, just a chameleon he could do anything.
Yeah.
And he was easy to learn from, man. I feel like he wrote out loud. Like he did what he did what he was good at out loud, and you got to see it and watch it and appreciate it and respect it, as well as like take from it and try to soak it up. And be a
some
sponge
people
in the
hold
room
those
with it.
tools back.
No
Like
doubt.
you'll see it in the song, but you'll be like, he didn't
You
really
see the
help
answer.
me.
You don't see the problem. You
Yeah,
don't
he
see
didn't really
the-
help me work through it, man. That's so. What is it? What'd you get?
So I just got, his when he was born and when he passed, and I've been seeing these cardinals everywhere I go.
Oh,
And I don't know if it's just that I've got one that hangs out in my live oak, and I've been having the weirdest things where they'll literally fly. I'll see them on a beam line. I'll have my windows down. It's all over the place. And,
I like this.
and
Me too,
they'll
man.
fly to my rear view mirror and just stare at me. Wild cardinals, and they've been everywhere. So I just put a couple up here and just kind of it's just my.
That's cool. Man.
I hadn't got one, probably 10 years. So this is the first one I've gotten in a while.
Yeah.
So
Man, that's special.
Yeah.
That's special. I'm glad we asked about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Brett James.
What is it, dude? What is it about the Cardinal? What do you think it is?
Well, then I kind of did some digging, and it's like
I want to know. I think
the exact. I'm paraphrasing, but they're messengers from those that are deceased to let you know they're still with you. That's supposedly when you Google what a cardinal is, that's the bird that they are.
Jumps. Yeah.
I think I said that pretty right though.
I think you got it, dude. Uh-oh, can you catch it? You threw it to the one guy up here that can't read.
Yeah. A massage? I'm just kidding. A message from a loved one who has passed. One of the most common beliefs is when cardinals appear, angels or loved ones are near. People feel it's a comforting reminder that someone they've lost is still with them in spirit. Hope, comfort, and reassurance. Because cardinals stay through the winter and stand out in the cold, they're seen as a symbol of endurance and warmth during hard times.
Yeah, man. Woo! That's pretty tough right there, dude.
Man, that's awesome.
I hate to jump straight into the record, but I mean, kind of some of those.
This one's kind of all over. It's going to be all over the place.
It's fine. Who cares?
Yeah, who cares?
I liked the first two lines of "Faith in the Wind," man. When you're like,
bro, that song.
That song is special, man.
Thank you.
I mean, there's many special songs on here, honestly, but the "Faith in the Wind," I think it was like tell the angels to take it.
Yeah, tell the angels to take the night off.
Take the night off.
Tell the stars to go to sleep.
Dude, man, as soon as I heard that, I was like, I know where this guy's at. I know where this guy's at, and I've been there.
Oh, dude, if you can't, I mean, the chorus, I don't know where I'm going. I don't know where I've been.
As long as these tired wings can hold me. You know me. I'm going to find faith in the wind. Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
And like that sums up a lot of things, but I don't know if there's anybody in the industry or this world that it sums up better than Kip Moore, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think my favorite part of that song is even like, I forget what I say going into the next verse, but where it's like, life's a breeze when it's at your back.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I guess I've learned to finally savor, every time I feel on track, so.
Life's a breeze when it's at your back, man.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
so
Yeah.
accurate, man. I mean,
Yeah.
that is, and it's so true.
Yeah.
So is a pitching wedge.
And honestly, I tell you something. Something that the devil kind of grabs me about is like, even when it is going good, I'm constantly going, well, this is as good as ever going to be. So it's only downhill from here, and it's coming. And sometimes I let the anxiety of that steal some of my joy, man. And at 42, I'm working real hard to get that son of a bitch off my back, man, and just enjoy the present of where I'm
You
at.
just said, because somebody was asking me about the darkness the other day on this record, which might be my favorite on this record, but I've been trying to do a lot. I've been trying to be very diligent in my thought process and controlling my own thought process. And I was telling this person this 2 days ago that I feel like it's always on my back and I'm trying to shake it,
Yes.
And I'm trying to, even in those moments, pray. And I'm trying to pray when it's good and pray when it's bad.
Yeah.
And have even have a gratitude when it's bad. I'm trying to just shift everything about it, but yeah, I feel like I've been running from that thing for quite a while. And I'll dodge him, get away for a little bit.
Because that's what we do, right? We run, regardless of whether that's...
Yeah.
It's also what our creative minds do to us as well, man.
We're just looking for a distraction. And luckily for us, it hasn't been alcohol or drugs or anything like that. But there are other things that we're somewhat addicted to just to get out of the race for a minute. Regardless of what it is, to kind of have a little bit of freedom and to kind of reset your brain, and be thankful for life and the ability to even to feel those things. Like you said.
I feel like I've been on a maniacal pursuit with this whole thing for...
Interesting.
I've already almost finished an entire another record that's where I don't remember having the amount of long stints in the dark before this was like my full time, like everything. I've been chasing it for a long time, but I was talking to the guy I've been working on some of this stuff with, and I've been kind of doing the thing where I'm playing all the parts. It's a little different than I've normally done, and working on these songs. And I was just kind of expressing my thing of just never feeling worthy, and he was raving about some of the stuff I was bringing in, and man, these melodies and these, yada yada. And I was like, I appreciate you saying that, because this morning, boy, I was just ready just to. Yeah, it's crazy because somebody will see what you're doing or see the shows you're playing and being like, man, but
You got
I'm like,
living the
what I'm
dream,
thinking about
baby.
just putting the guitar in the case and walking away for good, because it drives me to madness, and it drives me to unworthiness so much that I'm tired of kind of sitting in that, that kind of thing. And he's like, I can't believe that, man. This is great. And I was like, well, I appreciate that. That kind of gets me out of it for a minute, and maybe it's not like I'm thinking, you know what I mean? Like it's,
And that's the battle, right? I mean, even for, and I can't imagine. I can only speak from a songwriter perspective. I get to go home. I get to sleep in my bed all the time, every weekend.
And compound that with the road.
Yeah, and you talk about an artist's schedule and life. Like it's the same battle for me as being a creative in town. It's like. Dude, my home life is perfect, man. I mean, I say perfect. It is so. I'm so blessed with my two babies, with my lovely wife, and
lovely. What's up?
Throw the deuces up.
Old boy, putting in some work this morning, ain't he?
man.
But it's even with that, man, and that's what matters, right? Like that's the real stuff. Like that's the real stuff. And even with that, as good as it can get, man, it's still a mountaintop valley low battle, bro, all the time of what is this what's the meaning of all this? Why do I care about this so much? And the wins and the losses and the acceptances and the rejections, man, it's all of it just balled up into this thing that we're all trying to navigate as creatives.
You know where I end up all the time? It's funny. I run the same roads regardless of what the situation is. And I always end up at the same destination, which is ultimately you're not in as much control as you think you are. Mm-mm. I mean, you can control the things you can control, and you have to be at peace with the things you aren't. And I think at our age, it's becoming more prevalent, as far as like, understanding other people's feelings and understanding where people are in their life, because all of a sudden, take my dad, for example. I mean, like, that guy has been rock solid his entire life, and he still is. He's still fishing by himself. He's still hunting by himself, but he's 70 something.
Yeah.
And like, you kind of gotta, it changes. You're like, okay, I can't ignore the fact that this is essentially, possibly, probably the last quarter of his life, right? Mm-hmm. So you're like, the anxiety of, well, I need to be spending every time with him. I need to answer the phone every time. I mean, I remember one time, and this is how the devil works on me, right? It was right when he was going through all that heart stuff, and he was about to have an open heart and everything, and he had some blockages, and we put 58 stents and all that stuff, and I was on a lawnmower, and my lawnmower at the time was a piece, and if you got it to crank, you couldn't cut it off. You had to mow the whole yard, then you could cut it off, because it wouldn't crank back up when you got ready to crank it back up. So my dad calls, and I'm like, got 2 stripes left. And I look at my phone, it's ringing. And I'm like, man, if I cut this lawnmower off, I'm not going to be able to get the rest of this yard done. I need to just knock it. I'll call him back. So I just put my phone in my pocket, and I was driving for a second. I was like, shit. Boy, my brain was like, he's on the floor.
He needs you.
This is his last 20 seconds on earth. He wants to tell you he's proud of you. But answer the. So I was like, excuse me, hello. He's like, hey man, I'm gonna get estate sale. They got a weed eater over here for $14. You mean get it for you need one? I was like, no, Dad, I don't need one. Are you good? He was like, what are you talking about? Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
And it was in that moment, dude, I realized that damn devil was trying to get me to mourn my dad when he was 10 minutes down the road in the States still. He ain't dead, dude.
Yeah.
He's right there.
Yeah.
And man, it was this moment where I just had to remind myself and like you said, just pray and be thankful for where I'm at and for what I have and for who I have in my life and the positive reinforcement that I have from my family and my friends. And sit back and just appreciate that. Do you ever think, like, and this is what pulls me out of the hole when I've lost someone. A lot of the times the people that I've lost, I feel like wouldn't want me to feel like that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The last thing my dad or Brett James wants me to do is sit around and weep in my truck and think like neither one of them would be like, they'd be like, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Go have a good time.
Come
You're
on,
good.
man.
Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah. I'll see you when I see you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Man, it's a weird thing. It starts happening when you get up there, don't it? You start losing some of the people around.
Yeah, I mean,
you.
I just think it's just a natural, thing that happens.
Progression.
Within you that's like, it's more about you. It's more about, man, I know that you're okay, but I'm not. I miss seeing you. I miss having you around.
Yeah.
I miss those talks we had. So it's the finality while you're here on this earth. You ain't gonna get to hang out with that person no more.
100%.
And they, your favorite people to hang with.
Yeah.
So I just think it's a natural thing. But at the same time, I can remember my dad right before, I mean, probably a week and a half, 2 weeks before he passed, he was just in such a bad way. He couldn't even really talk. He had a little chalkboard he wrote on, but we took a ride together. And
what'd you ride in?
And we were in my truck. I'd gone home to see them for, I think it was Thanksgiving.
Is he back in Georgia?
He's back in Georgia.
Nice.
And we just took a ride, and he wanted to go cut the sprinklers on. He was the superintendent out at the golf course. And we took a ride out there, and he was never like he was such a interesting human in so many ways. And he was that guy that he had a lot of love, but he was never going to be a very outwardly verbal
expressive.
And he would give you nuggets with life with one-liners. Like he was never going to go into like a long spiel. He'd be like, listen to you say something and be like, well, sometimes you got to know when to draw a line in the sand. And he'd go right back doing what he was doing. And that was the way he communicated. But, that particular night, he was by me.
Yeah.
Keep doing your thing,
Really?
like that kind of thing, where, and that's just the way it was. And he was a wild human, man. We found out long after we all grew up just how wild he really was. There's times where we think that, well, Pop was just getting carpooled to work. And it's like, well, no, he actually got his license taken. he was in the slammer for 2 nights, and Mama told me he was fishing down in Keaton Beach. And he was a wild man, and he was a expert hustler. He was an amazing athlete, incredible golfer. But that's the way my mom said we made the whole. He never made. She says, he never made more than around 42, 43 grand. It was 6 kids. But she said, anytime we'd be down like $1,000, $1,500 to make bills, and she'd be like beside herself, like, we're 2 months behind, we're this and that. And he'd say, he never owned a credit card. And she'd say, how much do we need? And she'd say, $1,300, whatever. And he'd be like, all right. She said, it never failed. Within a day or two, he'd throw a sweaty wad of cash on the table. And she said, I never asked him how he got it, but he was the ultimate hustler.
That is so cool.
He would do things like, true story, and my brother saw this, and I got 1 million of these.
Yeah.
But he let a high handicapper that he had to get up a lot of shots to. And this one guy was Charles Dillard, funny dude, but he ran D1 track for like Oklahoma or something, like 200 or something, hurdles or something. And
those dudes are freaks.
yeah, and my dad let him beat him by a couple shots, and I think he probably had to give him probably 28 shots.
Wait, this is the guy he took.
So this is just one of the stories and the way he would get you.
Or should we say this guy's name?
So backstory.
You already did.
Backstory. Yeah, it don't matter. They all know who he is. They all know who he is. I got 1 million of these, but
They mad, but they got a smile on their face.
yeah. They all like, and I can tell you a couple more that'll blow your mind. But my brother would see him for a couple nights when I think we did child labor. I'm realizing that too as a kid, because we were working on the golf course at like 13, 14. He'd pay us cash under the table.
Nice.
And
OSHA.
and my brother, as he's putting up the tracks and stuff, coming back up to the where the driving range is and stuff. And my dad's out there after all the members are gone, and he's running the 100-yard dash backwards at nighttime. And my brother doing, you know, so they get in the car and they're riding home, and Pop, what are you doing? He goes, I'll show you. Not now, but you'll find out. And so my brother says that he lets this guy win.
He just sees him running backwards.
Yeah, just sees him running backwards. And he's like, what is he doing?
Kind of an odd thing to do.
And they go into the bar after the round, and it's all, you probably got 50, 75 guys in there, and they're all, talking about their day. And so my dad is buying Charles Dillard drinks. And he's telling the bartender, put water in mine and, lime. And I'm like I'm drinking with him. And he's toasting him. You got me today. You won 300, you won 400. And he sets you up for a big enough amount. And then what he does is he lets you get just liquored up enough. And he's like, all right, Charles, you got to give me a way to get my money back. Hell no, Stan, this is mine today. Like I'm taking another cup. I'll make the bet even in your favor. Yeah. How about a foot race? So then he's just howling, laughing. Stan, there ain't a foot race on earth you're going to beat me. And now everybody's dying laughing. And he says, well, here's the deal. He says, we're going to go double or nothing, but I get to name the race. He goes, you can name whatever race you want. You ain't beating me. He says, all right, I'm going to tell you when we get down to the driving range. So my brother is walking with all of them. And there's all these men. Crowd, and now my dad's getting side bets. And this is how we made ends meet. He's getting side bets with the other people, 50 here, 75 here, 100 here. And he gets down there, and my brother says he puts his arm around him. He says, you just watch. He ain't used to practicing backwards. No. He's going to get too excited. He's going to trip.
He's going to fall.
He says, I'm just going to cruise to the finish line. And he said, sure enough, he said, within 5 steps, Charles trips, and my dad's pointing at him running backwards the whole way. Takes his money.
Dang, I love that story, dude.
And this is the kind of stuff he would do to, you think about like the way that the business of being, your head pro or your superintendent, once you work in it, what a kiss business it is to the members. He was so gangster. He was on the chopping block every year. I don't know how he kept his job.
For it. They probably loved, the members probably loved him for it.
The rich ones, the really wealthy ones didn't.
Yeah.
And the blue collar guys loved it. They loved the way he would give you a hard time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I could go on and on. Like, I can remember, one of these members going nuts on the big Tiff Green tournament and just, reaming my dad in front of everybody about the pin placements. My dad, well, you must have played like.
Mm-hmm.
And so the guys like starts mother effing him and you son of a this and he says, well, he said, I'm not gonna say the guy's name. He says, so and so, why don't you, if you call me something I ain't never been called for, you can have this. And he throws a wad of cash on the ground. And now everybody's laughing. And the guy goes, all right, I got one. How about Precious? And my dad said, hell, you win, and walked off. Hey, there was a guy named Donnie Hawkins. Loved Donnie Hawkins. They were up on number 15. It was a par 5 that went straight uphill pretty long. And my dad had been telling him, stop parking by the green, you lazy SOB. Park on the cart path by the green.
Up to the green, yeah.
And they were all. They told me this one after he was gone, and they said that we were playing we were playing one day, and he said, sure enough, we see your dad in those sunglasses coming around the corner. We're all like, dang, God, And he could be a mean dude, when he needed to be. He was very intimidating. But he starts riding up and he says, we're already on the green. I can't run back to the cart. I'm already caught, and he's got the cart right by the green. And my dad just hops out and staring at him the whole way. They said he was just locked in on me and said he just got my cart, hit the parking brake, and just let it roll all the way back down the hill and just drove off. He was wild. Biggest one of all.
Yes.
Biggest one. I got millions of these. He was Roger Walmack, man. The Walmacks, they were good friends of ours growing up, and he was my dad's best buddy. And he played linebacker at I want to say Alabama. And my dad shows up at his house, and this is like early 80s. And my dad had loaned one of the greenskeepers like $3,000 cash. And you talking about back then, that was a lot, especially with a family like us that was always broke.
6 kids?
And the guy skipped town the next day, and he knew that he lived in Miami. And so my dad shows up at this guy's house and says, and the wife answers the door, LaVonda, and she's answers and she yells at Roger, what in the hell is Stanmore doing at our house on a Sunday? She knows it ain't good.
Yeah.
And Roger says he comes to the door, and my dad just says, I need you to pack a change of clothes. You're going to go with me for 2 days, and I need you to not ask me what we're doing. He said, all right, can I ask you where we're going? And he said, we're going to Miami. He says, all right. Packs a change of clothes, and he says, we're halfway into the trip, and he still hadn't told me what we're doing. And so he finally says, Stan, are you going to tell me what we're doing? He said, we're going to get my money back. Okay, well, what's my role? And he goes, I just need you to be the enforcer behind me. And he goes, okay. And so my dad shows up and knocks on the door, and
Knew he was
this
there.
is Roger telling, says that the girlfriend comes to the door, and she's like, Stan,
Yeah.
I knew you were going to come down here, and she's just going nuts and cussing him like, Glenn ain't here, and yada, yada. And Dad says, I know he's here, and you need to go get him. Yeah, I ain't going to get him. Yelling at him. Roger says, I don't know where he had it here, where I couldn't see it, but he pulls out a 357 and says, puts it to her head and says, you go get Glenn, or you about to get this right in the temple.
Yeah.
Glenn!
He's here.
He jumps out the window. And Roger says, my dad chases him down in the yard and is just pounding on him.
Yeah.
And gets the cash and drives back to Georgia. God, he was a wild man.
Gangster,
He was a wild.
dude.
We're sitting around I'm probably 6, 7 years old, and we're sitting around the living room, and he walks inside one day, and he had been telling my mom we had this little mini Astro van. And he was like, this thing's falling apart. You need to go trade it. We had a local used car lot that was the main place you went, and it was a dad and his 3 sons that were all in their early, mid, and late 20s. And my mom was kind of beside herself. My dad walked in, her head down, and she was kind of weeping. And he's like, I thought I told you to go get that van, you know. And she says, I'm trying. She's trying to diffuse it because she knows how crazy he is.
Yeah.
And, you know, he keeps hounding her. What happened? You know, I had nothing. I'm fine. I'll go get it tomorrow. Said, what happened? You know, she said, well, they said and did this. And she was beautiful, you know, so they were harassing her when she went in. And he just walked out. He on a white T-shirt. He always had like corduroy pants and barefooted. And he just white T-shirt and just left the house.
Terrifying.
And he was a stout dude. I mean, I got his frame, but he was 6'1", bare hands, massive hands. And he comes back, I don't know, 30, 40 minutes later and covered in blood. His whole shirt's just blood, you know, and he had to get 40 stitches in his head. Blood just poured out of his head, but he's got a grin on his face of satisfaction. And I just remember being a kid going, you know, like, what is going on? My mom's, you know, just beside herself. And he walked in, you know, we asked him once we got older, you know, what happened, you know, and he said, well, I walked in there and went straight for the main guy, popped him one good time, and then I got the other one once, and then before I knew it, there was a beer bottle over my head. And then I woke up out in the parking lot. And then we took him down to the hospital, and he had to get 40 stitches or so in his head.
But he had a smile on his face.
He had a smile on his face the whole time.
It seems like, do you think that's where your adrenaline, like you're long for adventure and longing for the kind of the unknown and
crossing the line.
Like pushing the envelope a little bit.
I don't necessarily know. I've always had a wanderlust spirit. And he had a wanderlust spirit of travel, but he never had the funds to do it.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like he was a golf course superintendent, but even in that life, it seems like he still got to scratch that itch a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like me and my brothers, there's a lot of pieces that we got from him, and some I've tried to smooth out because it's not so good, and there's a lot of amazing ones, but we all got that. We all have that. That switch of a side.
Yeah.
And I've had to kind of keep that in check, but he just was a no. There's a lot of people that try to be, because he was so kind, but there's a lot of people that do the whole, I don't care what nobody thinks, but you really do. He embodied that in the most honest way of anyone I've ever encountered, where he truly did not care. He didn't want you not to like him. He loved being around people and having a good time.
But he didn't care if you didn't.
He truly did not care.
Yeah.
And he was just,
a lot of freedom in that. There's a lot of freedom in that.
And he was a wild man. He truly was.
I mean, I try to have a little bit of that. Not necessarily, I don't care if you don't like me, but I cared a lot for a long time about making sure everybody was okay and okay with me and that I was doing the right thing. And I still do that. But as I get older, I just don't have time to care as much as I did. You know what I mean? Like, you kind of just like, this is what I am, take it or leave it.
I think maturity is just, you know, you start to figure out, if I died tomorrow, yeah, I think some people that I know would be sad. And I think that people would care. But there might be, maybe on one hand, people that would actually, after a month's pass, still be devastated that I'm gone.
Yeah.
Why do I give a shit?
Totally.
What people that I've never met doesn't mean I want them to feel that way.
Yeah,
but as you get older, you just figure out like, what is all this that we're so caught up in caring about? You know, I'm going to try to be the best version of myself I can be and be good to people. But, you know, if there's something about me that not pleasing to you, like, I'm going to do my best to be kind to you. But if we're not gelling, that's okay. That's fine. You know,
I think once you taste what life is like on that side of not caring, of like, you feel better when you're focusing on yourself and not everybody else. Like when you feel what that feels like, what that life feels like.
And also the people you love, not necessarily just
Absolutely.
yourself.
But that's a good feeling, man. And you don't want to go back. I don't want to go back to and I love the statement of like, you quit caring what other people think about you when you realize that they don't. They're doing the same thing, man. They think about themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they're so, into themselves that they ain't thinking about you.
I had my first run in with like a guy that just did not like me. Not did not like me, but would not like me. Mm-hmm. And I it was the weirdest. It was a couple years back, and it was on a certain job I had to do, and the guy was just ill towards like. He thought I didn't deserve the job. He thought he deserved the job, and he didn't understand why I got there, and he was jealous of it and constantly. And I didn't care because I didn't care about the job, to be honest with you. But it was like, I remember calling my wife and saying, "Hey, heads up, you might want to send up some prayers to smooth this thing out because I'm finna beat the shit out of this guy. Mm-hmm. And when I do, they're gonna fire me, and that's fine. Just heads up." Like it's coming. I even told my buddy that worked there with me, and he was like, "Look, man, just ride it on out, man. You got 6 weeks, you'll be fine, you know." And really, when I started kind of like praying about it, there were some doors that opened, and once he found out that I had kids and he had kids and he had been through some stuff, we ended up mending this whole thing. But when somebody just decides they don't like you, it's the weirdest. Yeah. And you hadn't done it. I didn't do anything to this guy, you know?
Well, it's the uncomfortableness in your own skin.
Yes.
You start to feel, and then you're trying to navigate that, and you're like, "Wow, am I feeling this way?"
Yeah.
You know, it's so
it's a weird thing, man.
Being comfortable in your skin is I think that's the ultimate feeling that you're always trying to feel in whatever setting you're in.
I'm with whoever you played that music for. I don't understand how you could not be comfortable in your skin and not be comfortable in your music and not be comfortable in your voice, because from an outsider looking in, it's like you look like a guy that's got it all together, you know?
Yeah. Well, I think that's just human nature. I just think that there's times where I'll feel really confident in who I am, what I'm doing, and I think for the most part, I usually feel really comfortable in my skin. That's one thing, but I just think that there's when you're doing something artistic and you're bearing a different. I mean, a song like "The Darkness," that's as much as unveiling as I can do.
Sure, no doubt.
So I think that there's a thing that comes with that, and just a desire to be great at what you do. I was the same way with whether it was basketball in college or whatever, where I wouldn't let myself leave the gym until I hit 15 footers or beyond straight. Like that was my thing every day. Sometimes it would take me 2 hours. Sometimes I'd do it first try.
Right.
But even in that, I would be, if I couldn't get it right away, I'm like, "You suck. You need to just put this basketball." And I was like, I'm trying to hit 50 straight, but it's like, I am saying I suck, and I just think that's part of when you're trying to, really perfect a craft. I mean, if listening to John Mayer one time, and talking about how he'll just feel like he's the worst guitar player on the planet,
Isn't that
at
crazy,
times. And
dude? That's crazy.
I just think that that's something that we all kind of struggle with in different ways that are relative to our own lives.
Agreed.
I think it also, I think you can look at it one of two ways too. I think you can either go, "Man, I suck. I'm done. I'm never going to get better. I don't want to work at this anymore. This has beaten me. I'm done." Or you go, "Man, I suck. I got to get better."
Yeah.
And it almost, for somebody like John Mayer, like potentially, arguably one of the greatest guitar players of all our time, especially of our generation. Like
Possibly all time. I mean, really.
That's his strive for greatness, man.
Yeah.
Is him going, "Man, I suck.
Yeah.
I gotta get better. I gotta grind more." You're talking about the greatest guitar player of all time getting even better.
Yeah.
Because that's striving for perfection, for greatness.
And that goes back to the beauty in signing with Brett, was that I was in that building with the biggest songwriters in the world.
Sure, man.
And
Sharpening your knife
there,
on that
like,
stuff.
oh man, like sharpening it. And I would stay, they would all tell you this. I mean, I would sleep in that building, and I would just, after I'd already written 2 songs that day, I'd lay on the floor and the record player, and I would listen to records till 3 a.m. and pass out, and I'm studying the records. I'm studying cadence. I'm studying why did certain things work, production aspects, and counter melodies, and So I think for me, it's every time I've gone to that place of, I'm not good enough. That's usually what I do is just dig in and keep pushing. You have that natural thing that's like, hey, you need to just, but this one usually wins. But, it's just kind of a constant state of, I have these moments where I'm like, I'll listen to something, whether it's this record where I'm like, man, this is good. And then the next day I'm like, I need to scrap this whole thing and start over. It's crazy. It's truly, I feel like at times I'm like, I need to be checked in somewhere. Yeah. Like something's not right,
Oh, I feel like we say this a lot, and I've come to grips with it. I feel like if you are nuts enough to chase what we do, whether it's songwriting or artistry or both, there's something there's something a little off. You know what I mean? It's not a normal path. Off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, it's a hard thing. It's a hard thing convincing yourself to trust yourself, dude.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
And also self-worth, man. It took me so long to come to that, because like you said, man, when you're first starting out, you're playing these songs for people and you're going, is it good enough? Look at his face. Does he hear the chorus? Does he hear what I did there? Does he recognize
he
that?
hates it. It's not good enough.
Sucks. Why don't I play that one? I should have thrown away. What am I doing? I'm moving. I should move home anyway. I don't have any money to get home, but I'll get home somehow.
Yeah.
I can make a living. I can have kids and mow yards for my life.
Yeah, it's fun. I can be an
There's a simplicity in that.
Yeah.
And that's what I miss sometimes. I'll be honest.
Totally.
There's a simplicity in work and construction.
Absolutely.
Where when I say simplicity, I just mean like there's a beauty, and not only one is it a craft.
100%.
You get to see your work right when you're done.
Dude, and you get paid for it.
Yeah, and I love manual labor.
9 to 5 check. 9
and
to 5 check.
You leave it there.
Yeah, and you leave it there when you leave. You're like, man, I did good today, and you just kind of leave it there. You go back, you look at it the next day. I need to fix this, and and I'm sure some people that are building this thing struggle, in the same kind of way. But it's like when I was doing, working on different job sites kind of thing, it's like, you went and you did your thing, and I remember building the set for Nashville Star back when it first came out. I was like a stagehand, like
for real,
dead serious. And you went in and you did that stuff. And Dave Lapsey, who hired me, who ended up playing guitar with me for years,
wow,
and he just became like my brother. But it was like there was a beauty, and like we would ride around and listen to records and laugh and have a good time, and you'd go in and do the job. And I didn't think about the job when I went home. And this one, man, I'm laying there in bed.
Can't quit thinking about it.
Gosh, I shouldn't have pushed the 5 chord. I need to do the 2 minor right there. It's just like, I need to do this melody. What was I thinking with that one? And it's just, it's a constant thing, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Hey, I want to talk about South Africa, man. I want to talk about, what is it? One Heart?
Yeah.
One Heartbeat Hawaii. Kind of just give us a little look inside that thing, man, and why you're drawn to that community and why you're passionate about that.
I mean, I started One Heartbeat just whether it's help people in disenfranchised situations, like when the fires hit in Maui, I got involved with that, trying to help people secure their land, whether it was building skate parks in really rough neighborhoods where kids that wouldn't have a chance to do that. But with South Africa, it was number one. I love that country so much and the people in it. I've just met so many great people. And with me, I'd heard about a woman that was doing this kind of soup kitchen in this slum area. And it's rough. I mean, when you see this stuff, it's like, whoa, it's a different kind of, it ain't like riding through, there's rough parts of Costa Rica, Nicaragua, but it just feels different. And, so after going in there, and I've tried to kind of be that way in my life when I feel inclined to get involved with something. I try to do it. I feel like we're in a very vocal world where everyone's just talking, but
Yeah.
It's just to kind of get that self gratification of
Perception. Little perception, right?
I don't want to be in that bubble at all. So I just try to navigate quietly, and when I see things, do things.
Yeah, man.
And so meeting her and seeing all those kids, it's like all those kids lined up to get that little bit of soup, porridge, bread, a fruit like a apple or something, and so I've started off with just helping fund that. And then the next time I was there, I went back to see her, and I'm kind of like, what is the main need here, And her, from her standpoint, it was a safe house, because a lot of stuff pops off, and, you want these kids to have somewhere to go. You want them to have somewhere to feel safe. So that's when I heard that, it's like all the fans that have been donating to that fund, I'm able to actually go in there. And I think that my fans trust me to not, to actually do stuff with it.
What a blessing.
So it's so amazing.
Golly,
it's such an amazing thing. So now you see that house, and it holds so many kids.
So it's a house.
Oh,
it's a safe house.
Oh, dude,
tell me about
it's
that.
Killer.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it's
just like mega concrete.
Yeah, it's just a super. I mean, I can't
even wrap my head around.
It's a nice house in this area. Yeah, I mean, and it's a big deal for those kids. I mean, you got a large number of them. They're just sleeping on dirt. It's just basically 10 slabs like this that they'll stick together, and you'll go in there and they'll be 8 deep, 9 deep in a little, 15 by 15 little square, and it's intense. It's digging trenches for. There's no real plumbing, kind of thing, and it feels overwhelming when you're there, And there's that part of me that feels like it all feels futile, and you're just like, this is making no difference. But then you try to be like, well, if it's giving these kids right here a different feel in this period in their life, and it's doing something. So I try to just affect the area that I can affect, and I can't worry about, because I start looking at it as a whole and just being like, this is just, I don't know how you fix this. And
but what a message just to go, hey man, just even if I'm bringing just a little joy to one of them, just an ounce of
safety
hope,
feeling,
an ounce of hope to even one life, man. That's doing great work, God's work. That's doing kingdom work, man.
I remember Dad telling this story. I'll never forget it. He said, it's probably made up, but it's really great. And it serves to your point. He goes, there's this little boy and his mom were on the beach, and they walk to the beach, and as they get there, there's like thousands of starfish on the beach in the sun. Sun is super hot, and the water has receded, and they're sitting there. And he grabbed one, and he threw it in the water. He grabbed another one and threw it in the water. And his mom said, "Son, what are you doing? Like, there's thousands of these starfish on the beach. Like, it doesn't matter." And they said he held up one starfish, and he said, "It does to this one."
Yeah.
And he chunked it in the water. And it's like, there's some simplicity in that, but like,
you have to.
If you feel drawn to do something for somebody, make the move, man.
Yeah.
Make the move. You can't reach them all, but you can reach that one.
Yeah. I mean, that's how I try to go about it. Is it's when you try to think about it as a super broad thing, that's when it starts to feel futile.
Yeah. So
I try to be like, okay, well, I can maybe just affect this room right
sure.
here. Mm-hmm. You can't do the whole thing, but it's like,
and who knows the butterfly effect on the back of that?
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. And I mean, it's even like, I tried years ago, kind of that thing that I tried to do with the songwriters, that was hoping that would kind of take shape. And I'm going to do it in a different way, I think, this time around, where I tried, songwriters are just starving out.
You ain't lying,
and when I
brother.
think about y'all's gig now, and the difference in it was with mine when I was coming through, and it wasn't like I was coming through that long ago.
Sure. Right.
It's just changed so rapidly in the last few years.
It's flipped for sure.
And you're only thinking single, and that's
100%,
it, because
100%.
of the way that the streams don't really pay the same, and mechanicals are different, and
they're gone.
So it's just
radio is it. Dude.
Yeah. So
for the songwriter, let's make sure we're clear. For the career guy that writes songs.
For the ones that write the songs and make it all possible for everybody to have these careers, and the fans to get find the joy and go on the show. And like, when you're going to hear, George Strait Run and you love that song. He didn't write that song. You know, those are two other guys. They're
else's
pros.
words.
And you know, even though I write my own stuff, I'm still connected with these songwriters in the community that I care about, and they help me, you know, get my vision through there. So it's
100%.
I think about Luke Preston that I wrote most of this record with, and Andrew Roberts, and I bring in these flushed out ideas or verse and a chorus, but I trust them to kind of go there with me, and they're devoting their time to me. So instead of just paying I can't, if I wait on the machine to fix the machine, I might be dead and gone before then. So it's like,
Tell me about it.
it's not.
I don't think they want to fix the machine.
I don't know that
for
the
sure.
machine will ever be fixed.
For sure. So I'm in a position now to where, you know, when I think about if someone would have told me when I was living in that garage apartment and I was 29 years old and like, this is where you're going to be sitting in your mid 40s. For real?
Yeah.
On the God's Country podcast, man.
You know, and it's like, so I think about how greed can come into play where it's like, well, I'm doing it. Like, this is my thing. And like, I get this is what the industry says is mine. So I'm not doing anything. These are my masters.
Sure.
And they are my masters. But I just think about what built this town, and I think about the sacrifice that songwriters make, and I think about the sacrifice that the songwriters that I know that invest time with me.
Yep.
So I'm going to try this time around. I'm going to give every single writer a little piece of my masters moving forward, like for whoever was on that record.
Man, that's huge. Dude.
And
That's
just
awesome.
hope to try to get a little trickle effect where people aren't just, if you're getting a $6,000-$7,000 check at the end of the year or what, the quarter just from streaming, your mindset changes as writers where you're like, okay, if now, if these big guns are doing this, an album cut now means something on a record.
Like it used to.
Yes. And so all of a sudden the songs start elevating.
I think we need to clean up for the listener because we're deep inside. I know exactly what you're talking about. I want to make sure that everybody else knows what we're talking. What we're talking about is lunch pail songwriters. The guys come into work, write songs, go home, do not do artist careers. Lunch pails, what me and Reed are.
Yeah.
We are not searching for, basically, if you don't have singles,
to go to radio. And you're lucky if you get one or two on a record, unless you're Morgan Wallen.
Oh my gosh.
Where you get 30
No doubt.
per record.
That's right.
Radio's going to play all 30.
That's right.
And then
Good to be those guys.
Yeah.
All right. So what we're saying is when you have that single essentially can support you and your family for X number of years, depending on what it is, or you as a person, without the recurrence of those pretty frequently, once every 3, 4, 5 years, it's a real hard road. And what I mean by that is if you have album cuts that don't go to radio as a single, the streaming is really cut down on the royalty rate as far as what you're getting as a writer. So a lot of these writers aren't able to support themselves on the backs of album cuts.
Right.
And I think what you're saying you're doing, you're finding a way to include them. When he refers to masters, he's talking about owning the music, the recording that gets played. And when that recording gets played, he gets a fee for owning the master. And in Nashville, no one really, besides you, I guess,
Blitz Masters,
pieces up masters to make sure. And I thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
I'm not even on your records, but thank you for doing that for the songwriters, because I feel the same way. We're lucky enough that to be kind of on the other side of that, right? And looking back. But we say it all the time. I don't know how a guy with a dream and a pocket full of songs that are pretty good, that he can grow from, can take a bus to Nashville and start getting looks the way that we did on the backs of just being good. Because it has changed so much that we're lucky enough to have a good buddy that does great on radio, and he helps us out a whole lot by cutting our songs. But if you don't have those guys, you're
not in that camp.
I don't know how you're motivated to really even try it.
Yeah.
And because of that, like you're saying, the songwriter has kind of starved out a little bit, and there's definitely not the motivation.
Starved out a lot. Yeah, a whole lot.
Yeah. And there's definitely not the motivation to really even pursue it.
I don't think that, and even when the publisher's looking at it, and I say publisher, all these companies, businesses, music are looking at it as like, not what songs are these guys, or is this guy writing? It's whose friend is this guy's? Like who's this guy writing with?
Yeah.
Who does he know in town?
Yeah, it's unfortunate. But I will say, I like to think Best Song has a chance still. But there's just so much more that goes
I like
into
utopia
it.
thinking too.
Yeah.
I do.
As
You
bad
got
as
to.
I hate to say it, I mean,
You got
even
to.
for you, even for y'all, like a guy that wants. I mean, I was talking about it the other day when I came to town. I feel like for an artist to have a hit single, it had to be 70% of that needed to be a great song,
A great song. Yeah.
and 30% of that needed to be the hustle of the artist, whether that's social media, whether that's promoting it to a radio tour, which kind of doesn't happen anymore, or whatever it is. But now I might venture to say that 20% is the song and 80% is to have a hit radio big viral thing. It kind of relies more on the media of it, and to me, it's like that's got to be tough on artists too, you know?
Absolutely.
Because nobody I know likes doing that.
Well, that's
Do you do
That's-
this?
that's-
Hey guys,
well,
I'm here
no.
in South Africa. Check out this safe room.
Well, I mean,
you know what I mean?
I think that's why I've got my team as we speak, you know, telling me I don't know if y'all have seen my page, but it's rare that I put up anything. And when I put up something, it's for a reason.
Sure.
And I'm not doing the song and dance and that's to each his own. That's fine. It's just not what I feel like doing.
100%. There's nothing wrong. There's people who have mastered that.
I just can't do it. I can't sit there and I can't post my song 40 times dancing to you and I just can't do it. It just ain't in me.
Why not, man?
It ain't in me.
Come on, man.
But you know, I think for me too, it's just one of those things where there was when I think about the artists that I love so much growing up, and the Seegers, the Whalens, the Tom Pettys, it was such a coolness, man. They were cool, and you didn't know much about them.
They were mystery.
And I couldn't imagine seeing some of my heroes, you know,
Got a song coming out this Friday, guys.
doing all the hand gesture, sign language to the free falling. I can't see Tom Petty doing that because I'm free. You know, doing the, you know, I just can't. It would have ruined it for me. It would have ruined it for
Absolutely.
me. So I understand that that's the way things are going, and you know, I've been told, you know, if I don't start, you know, I don't even
Better
know
get
this.
to dancing, kid.
I don't know this kind of stuff.
Right here, dude. Cut a jig.
Just take your shirt off every once in a while, dude. That'll probably do it.
No. But you know, it's like you get, I don't know, it's called shadow ban or whatever, and you get dropped in Instagram where if you're not posting, you get moved to the back, and
Is that what
you know,
that's
and I don't know about all that stuff, but it's kind of like I get, you know, told that. I'm like, okay, I guess I'm going to the back.
Yeah, let me
see y'all in the back.
Yeah, I
That's
see
kinda
y'all in
where
the
I like
back,
to
man.
stay anyway.
I can't. I can't.
Yeah. You
Can't do it, man. I don't want to annoy you guys. I don't want to annoy you guys, man.
Yeah. How about this? Did you do your sabbatical this year? Did you go somewhere? January,
I
February?
did.
Where'd you go?
Man, I tell you what, man. I was in some. I went to the Caribbean for the first half, found a good wave, and had a blast.
Found a good wave.
Found a good wave, and had a blast.
That
and,
feels metaphorical for like the entire thing, right?
Yeah,
Is that what that
man.
is? Okay.
And it's also literal where I can't tell where the wave was.
Yeah.
People will show up, surfers will show up, and it was man, it was a dream because there was nobody in the lineup.
Wow.
It was incredible.
Is that when you cut your foot?
That was the next part of my trip. So I'll kind of warm up in smaller surf because I don't get to go for the whole year, and then I'll get to the heavy stuff in like February. And I was in
It's like knocking the dust off.
Yeah,
kind of is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like you go to the Caribbean, knock the dust off, then you go some like big wave.
Yeah.
Really,
And
That's
it's
wild,
and then it's
bro.
and
I
then
didn't
it's
know there were
just a
different
lot.
waves.
It's just a different element of, I got to get my stamina back. I work out every day, but it's a different when you're out there paddling. That's a whole different thing. So for the first 2 weeks, I'm just getting my speed back in the water because everything with surfing is about positioning. Everything is about getting in the right position, not being gassed by the time. It's like a fly ball. The fly ball is moving. You know that. Came off the bat here, but it's going to be here by the time.
You need to get there and then make micro
I can see the
adjustments.
way the ocean's working,
sure.
and I'm going to need to be 30 yards over here by the time it's at its peak.
Yeah. Takes a minute to get back to
get
acclimate.
that,
to that, yeah.
and just reading the ocean, getting comfortable, and
So cool.
I was 4 days into my heaven part of the trip that I just love this place, man, and then the waves, and I was in some really big, for me, like very big surf, and it was. I had a buddy of mine he's a good surfer, and we were meeting up at this spot, and I got there before him and just jumped in, and it was heavy because the wave is way out. You're looking at it from the shore, and it even looks big from way out, and it's girthy, and I just jumped out, and the ocean was kind of gnarly that day. It wasn't a really a lot of kind of cross currents, and it was angry, a lot of foam, and you got to paddle through this like Turtle Bay, and
That's where I'm chilling. Turtle Bay.
yeah.
That sounds cool. It sounds like a dope spot.
Yeah, but I get out there and I'm like, I'm the only one out here.
Why am I the
only one out here? And then I see my buddy, he paddles in and he just keeps going straight past all the sets. And then I see him do the long loop around behind all the waves.
This is in Maui, Turtle Bay.
So he goes into this different section. This was actually on another island.
Okay.
But he goes into this other section and gets out. And so after the fact, I'm like, dude, man. He says, man, I got out there. I was like, hey, no. Just paddle past all the break and went around and get in safely. But basically, I was sitting on the inside, and it's kind of hard to explain, but the wave was holding its shape a little further closer to shore on the inside, and it was still 2-3 foot overhead, but it was holding the shape line, and the ones that were really big were closing out. And big rogue set comes through, and I'm stuck on the inside, and so I'm ducking and diving through a few and just washer machine, and it's so violent.
And you're close to the shore at this point.
This time I've gotten back out. I'm way out by where these big sets are coming, but it just jerked my board with enough force when I was underwater that my fin sliced through my foot. Ugh. And when it happened, you don't know how. It's just everything's so quick. But I immediately knew when I come back out of the wave, I'm still got my board and I'm paddling again because there's another set coming.
Yeah.
But as I'm paddling now, I can feel the wind going through my foot. I can feel it, and I'm like, that ain't good. I've never felt that feeling before.
Yeah.
And then I can feel the warm.
Yeah.
And then now I'm shark bait.
Oh, yeah.
That's all I'm thinking, and I'm so far from shore. And so I'm just, man, at this time I'm paddling hard as I can to get back in. And I was not able to get in the water for the rest of the trip, which was such a bummer. Such a bummer. 3 weeks out of the water.
Yeah. So how deep did it go?
You get bad sepsis out there.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And there's a lot of surfers that were telling me, do not get back in there with that. Because a lot of rain happening too out there, and a lot of the runoff comes from the mountains, and that's kind of when it happens.
So they clean it up or what?
No, I mean, so I walk into the I'm sure
to
the clinic. Oh yeah, I go into the clinic, and I've just got blood everywhere, and I'm trying to wrap it up in a t-shirt and everything, and I get in there, and each person that comes into the room in this clinic goes, ooh, ah, ooh, and then they would leave and go, I'm going to get somebody else, and another person would come in and go, ooh, let me go get somebody else. They get somebody, and finally this girl comes in there, and she's like, okay, so you've got it in the worst possible spot because it's between my big toe and my ring toe, and it starts at the bottom of my foot, goes up through the top of my foot. But because
so cut it a long way.
Your foot spreads, every time you walk. So she's like, this isn't going to heal. So you need to go get about 9 to 10 stitches right here to stitch this thing up because it's so deep. Because you could see to my bone.
Yeah.
And
Oh my God, dude.
And I said,
My
well,
feet are hurting right
and
now.
I was, and you know, at the time, I'm thinking I'm still going to get to surf. I'm not letting this keep me out, you know? And I'm like, I'm here for 3 more weeks. Like, I'm getting back in the water, right? And she goes, I wouldn't bet on that. She says, but if you get it stitched up, you got a chance. And I said, what's the other option? Because if I get it stitched up, that means I got to come back in here.
Yeah.
She goes, well, we can just stuff a bunch of glue in there. And she goes, that'll hold for about 2 days, but then it's going to, with you walking, it's going to spread. It's going to spread back open. And that's what I chose. And she goes, but if you choose that, you got to be really diligent in keeping it clean and wrapped up. And that's the route I went, hoping that I'd be able to get back in the water. But
yeah,
it just, you know, closed up, shoot, late March.
Damn.
Yeah, it just kept spreading.
Yeah, every time you take a step.
There's no tissue there. So
Yeah,
it's
it's
kind
all
of
skin. And,
Yeah.
Oof.
That's wicked.
Yeah. So I wish I had a better adventure for you guys, but
All right, wait. So you said this Vietnam thing. What did you say when you was?
well, you said you want
walked
to
out?
do an adventure. And I was like,
I
I
don't
think
know
I'm gonna do
about-
Vietnam soon. I'm gonna try to do a motorcycle from the north to the south. And
Nah,
That's
I'm thinking
probably
more
a little
like,
time,
Tullahoma.
yeah, or
you know what I'm
Memphis.
saying?
Memphis, yeah. Like,
Tullahoma.
we talking about like
Tullahoma.
Waverly to Nashville.
I'm
You know
more
what
like
I'm
a
saying?
Smyrna
look,
guy.
I gotta. You just said Tullahoma. I got to tell this quick Brett James story. We take the motorcycles.
Yeah, because he was a rider
so
too. He's a
He's
pilot.
a pilot. He's a dude.
He's
He's a venture guy.
freaking
I
cool,
hope he's
man.
listening to
Good
me right
golfer,
now
too.
because
Sure
he's
he
gonna
is.
smirk at this. He was a rider, but he was a bad rider.
Oh, was he? Was he?
My goodness!
What makes a bad rider?
That was how I was going to lose him. He was.
He's a
just,
great rider.
He's a
bad rider.
He's a bad rider, man.
Dan's a bad rider.
He
Dan
was
flipped
so
over.
stiff on a bike, and I was always like, "Oh, he scares me to death." You know, when I'd be riding with him, like, please just make it safely to where we're going. But we go up to we ride through Sewanee College,
Yeah.
and
Is that Tullahoma?
yeah, right outside of Tullahoma, and it's
Okay.
beautiful. But
Okay.
but we go up to this. We're just cruising through. It's beautiful. We're on the campus, and there's all these college students out by this cafe, and they're like these picnic benches and everything. And he motions, "Let's go in here and have a coffee." You know, I'm behind him. You know, and I see this little dirt road pull off, but I can see the main driveway about 30 more yards ahead. And he takes the wrong thing, and this is in front of probably 100 students.
Yes.
And he takes this thing, and it has the most violent dip.
Oh no.
And he probably panicked when he saw the massive dip, and he hit that brake, and I swear he flew up in the air. It was like holding on to the handlebars.
Oh my gosh.
And that thing bounced and hit the ground and just threw him off like a trampoline. And he landed on his stomach like Superman style in front of all the benches. And he's leathered out. You know, Brett was all about like he's got to look right,
yeah.
whatever he's
You're
doing.
dang
Where
right.
I've got like t-shirts, some jeans on, but he's like leathered, Harley Davidsoned out. And he's got
Boots and
that
everything.
beautiful hair everywhere. And
Oh,
his
it's
helmet
whipping.
flew off. His hair is going
Oh, he
everywhere.
still look good, I bet.
And that bike is still running into the woods.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Guys, I was at like a 10-mile-an-hour go when this all happened, and I'm just sitting there watching it in real time.
Nothing you can do. Yeah.
And when I saw him like come up, and he's okay. It's the hardest I've ever laughed in my whole life. That I've ever laughed in my whole entire life. The next day, we pulled up to a cafe out there somewhere in Tullahoma, and there's all these old timers in this diner. And we get to the parking lot. He's all of a sudden, and then he just tips over and lands on the side. And man, I'm howling. I'm like, dude, how many times you gonna do this? That bike can't take anymore. We get into the diner, and some old timer goes, well, that's a new way to park your bike, you know. Man, I'm howling. I am howling. But yeah, he scared me to death on that bike.
That's probably a good look into what it would be like if me and Dan were to
Yeah,
ever try
well,
to do
I
it
told
with you.
Jumps, I said, I want to do like, we're talking about doing it. They want us to do a YouTube series. And I was like, well, the only way that we're going to
A
do it.
YouTube motorcycle series?
Hold on.
I was like,
Riding. No,
Riding with the brothers hunt.
A
Yeah.
YouTube series where we get out of the studio and maybe like certain things that certain people are passionate about, and I was like Kip, dude, it'd be sick because I got my motorcycle license. My wife made me sell it when we had kids.
Would you do the Mexico trip that I did? Yeah.
I don't know, man. That's a little Mexico's a little dicey. These days.
Mexico's a little Mexico, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Murfreesboro, more my style.
Okay.
But what I told her, I was like, man, it would be so cool to like let him show us. Do you still have your license or no?
Yeah, I got it.
So
She's like, no, he ain't riding.
It'd be well. I got to thinking it'd kind of be sweet if we put him in a sidecar on our own kids' bike.
Yeah.
Because
You want to be on
what I
mine.
do.
We want to live through this. Get on mine.
I feel like I'm. Anyway, you know what I really noticed when I was riding a motorcycle?
Put me in a sidecar.
I think it'd be funny if you were in a sidecar with those little goggles. You know,
Put your in a sidecar.
I ain't fit in no sidecar. Anyway, all that to say, I feel like what I learned about motorcycles is, and this may be counterintuitive, but I felt like the bigger, the quicker, the faster. And I'm talking, we was never crotch rockets. It was the rider bikes. The more power I had, the more control I had.
Well, it's like
a smaller
wakeboarding,
bike.
skiing.
Yes, true.
Like
It's
the
true.
slower you go is
Harder
like a
it is.
bicycle. It's the same thing. Like the more power and kind of weight with the bike, the more stable that's going to be.
That was because I went and I rode a bigger bike from a dealership one time, and I was like, dude, this feels completely different than my freaking 350. You know what I mean? That I had back at the house.
Well, you get on a 1000 compared to a 2-stroke, 250. You can tell which one. It's way easier riding that.
It just
that 1000.
felt carish. You know what I mean? Like vehicle-ish and not four-wheeler-ish.
Yeah.
All that being said, let's line up a trip.
A day trip.
A little day trip.
I mean,
a little
look,
day
I'll
ride.
go somewhere. If you want to
When
go
you're
somewhere,
back.
I'll go somewhere. That'd be awesome. I don't know if can I hack it? Can we hack it?
Man, you know what?
No.
I think that
Absolutely not,
think-
Kim.
I-
We can't.
I think
dude.
I'm not talking about Mexico. I'm talking about like let's go to a diner.
I'm talking about Mexico. I think you could hack it. I think that
Oh God.
anytime you're doing
sweating
something
right now.
outside your comfort zone.
Okay.
And even that trip was, I've done a lot of riding in my life, but like going from Orange County to the bottom of Baja, a 10-day drive with just a backpack on the back. I'd never done anything like that.
That's incredible.
So, but I think that your natural thing is just like, I don't know, man, this sound, it's like I've tried to, and that happens with me, but I've tried to make myself, even standing on that shoreline that day, and it bit me. I ripped my foot open, but I can remember standing there going, I don't know, man, this looks sketchy. And it was all those things.
Yeah.
But when it gets like that, and I feel the fear kicking in, that's when I try to make sure I push myself to go against it.
Come on, that's good.
Because that's when I feel the most alive. in a way, too.
Absolutely. And where else
when
do you get that
done,
feeling?
Yeah.
Where else you gonna get that feeling?
I can remember.
If you stay safe, if you stay in your comfort zone, bro, that feeling does not live there.
I don't know. I like my comfort zone. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of like
there's
being
a
in
piece
there.
about it, but I'll tell you this on that Mexico trip. I'm so glad Sean got me to go. And
If you're wondering what the Mexico trip is, just listen to the last time Kit was on there. He explained the whole thing.
and Indian's been amazing with me through the years, and built me bikes, and
There you go. We get them sponsored.
they're
We're just
amazing.
going on
Yeah,
a ride.
there you go. I've got my own idea with Indian. I'm going to pitch to him, but anyways,
Sorry,
it's going to be more the Vietnam thing.
Yeah, I ain't going over there.
But shoot, 3 days into that trip, I remember waking up in this little shack, and I hear the bell ringing for breakfast, and these families got their little kids coming to 7 and 8 years old, bring you coffee and breakfast, and you're just in this little cement shed. And
That's
I remember
sick, honestly.
cranking up that bike and driving through this like soft sand, bike's fishtailing a little bit, and I've got mountains all around me. And it was probably 6:30 in the morning as we were pulling out, and there was just such a silence. And I can remember throwing on a Zeppelin record in my helmet, and I was like,
Man.
like I'm alive
Living,
right now.
dude.
Like I am alive right now. And I remember that feeling of just like,
That's cool,
I have
man.
not felt this alive in a long time. And I think that's when you put yourself in situations that you're not comfortable with. Sometimes it's going to bite you, but
Sometimes you're going to slice your foot open.
Yeah. When I
And
got
be
done with
sharp-bait.
that trip, man, I was just like, what a trip, man.
No
It was
doubt,
just so special. So special.
Well, maybe just a leg of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like 2 days. or
Yeah.
something.
I'll be down for that.
All right. When you think about it,
Yeah.
what feels like, oh, this would be a good 2-3 day
I think
thing?
even taking the Trace down to the coast.
Hell yeah.
Let's do
Because
that.
you got a safety in that where there's
Sure.
no commercial vehicles. There's no, you can just cruise.
Drive
You got-
by my house.
yeah.
Yeah. Pop on in 5
We got
minutes.
turkeys and deer though. You got to be dodging.
We
Watch
could
out for the
cruise all the
turkeys
way
and
to
deer.
the coast on that.
I tried to sell my wife on that. I'm like, can I have another one if all I ride is the Trace? Because I'm literally 6 minutes from the Trace. She's like, hell no,
Yeah.
buying no bike.
I got hit. I guess
Don't
a year
say
and a half
that,
ago.
Kip. I'm dead.
Yeah. And that was my first time having that happen where it was a,
But it wasn't on the Trace, Cheyenne.
no,
it wasn't on the Trace.
on Trace.
Okay,
It was trying to get out to the Trace. That was the problem. Yeah.
all right. We gotta get out of here,
Hey,
dude.
man,
We've been here for an hour and a half.
You're touring Australia, New Zealand, Europe, the UK. Where can people see you, man? Where can they come see you this summer, this fall?
I mean, I'll be in the States this summer doing sheds. Currington and I are doing some shows together. I think we're doing about 15 shows together this summer. This will be the last time we do that thing together. And those are always a blast. You forget how many hits that guy's got.
dude.
Yeah, man.
And then in the, I think in June, I'm going overseas. I'm doing some stuff. I'm doing like the State Fair Festival right outside of London, doing a show with Van Morrison in the Netherlands.
Damn, that'd be
he was
sick.
He was kind of like, Tupelo Honey was one of the first songs I learned to play on the guitar. So that's gonna be rad. Yeah, man.
Man,
Man.
Come on.
But
Into the Mystic. All
yeah,
of those. Man.
yeah. I mean, he was so great. He is great.
Give me love,
Yeah.
love.
Crazy love. And
Solid.
so, but then like in the fall, we're doing South Africa. We're doing South Africa right in Pretoria at that stadium, and then we're doing 2 nights in the arena in Cape Town, and then we do Australia
cool, man.
and then New Zealand.
Awesome.
I got to hook up in New Zealand. That's where that guy came from, actually. But if you want to see some mountains,
Yeah.
I got to hook up in New Zealand.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
But I'm stoked to play this new record over there. That's gonna be fun.
Dude, the record's killer, man. Congrats on it.
Yeah.
It's so good. Last thing, what do you hope people get from it when they listen to it? What do you want people to feel, man? What do you want? What's your message?
You
through it?
know, my only hope when you make something for yourself, your only hope is that with songs like whether it's Faith and Wind, The Darkness, or whatever, you hope that people can see themselves in it, and in those moments they're provided with a little bit of a little bit of comfort in those moments. I think
felt seen a little bit.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think that's when you peel it that, yeah, I mean, that's as much as I'm going to expose myself in a raw way to where it's, you hope that somebody else is in that position, at least, it's kind of one of those things where people say, man, when I'm sad, I want to hear something happy. I'm like, nah, if I'm going through something, I want to tap into it. I think that's part of the cathartic process. I mean, when Brett passed, I didn't want to hear, she thinks my track is sexy.
Yeah.
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 Yep. I want to hear that with you if I'm having some drinks down at the beach. But yeah, you want to hear something that taps into that. So I put the mirror on myself with a lot of this record, and maybe that just kind of helps somebody in whatever situation they're in.
That's strong, man.
Respect for that, man.
No doubt.
For real. I respect you being that vulnerable and being that honest. And it's
appreciate
great.
it.
It's great stuff, man. Great project, great record.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on. Thanks for
bet.
hanging out again, man.
You bet.
Talking to us.
Hell yeah.
Let's get out of here with a little song, man. I want to hear you sing. I can't let
can
you
do
go
it.
without
Say
singing.
what you're going to do.
I was thinking about. I was over here.
He's waffling. He's waffling. I can tell.
I was messing on the way over here with Downtown Train, Tom Waits, and then I was doing Missing You, John Waite. I know, like
That's a good one, too.
and then I recently kind of uncovered. My mom was obsessed with Tina Turner.
Yeah.
I started listening to her records over the last year, and it's just like, holy cow, man.
Killer. She's a killer.
Man, that first record that she made as a solo artist in her 40s. You better be good to me. That's how it's gotta be.
And no
that
tricks.
whole record is
There ain't no tuning. There ain't no nothing.
No,
they
she's
didn't.
a
No.
monster.
She's a
dude.
monster.
A
Absolute
monster.
powerhouse,
Yeah,
man.
That's a good word for it.
And I just kind of
Demanded
started.
you listen to it.
What's that?
Demanded you listen to it.
Yeah, and
You
I
gotta
was
pay
kind
attention.
I was kind of messing around at the house, and
Tina Turner. Kip Moore. Cover some Tina Turner, man.
Yeah, dude.
yeah, man, I was just kind of sitting around, and I was listening to all of her records, and I stumbled on this one, which was, I mean, obviously one of her big, massive hits, but I was just like, what a freaking melody, man.
It's killer. Yep. Next level.
I call you, I need you, my heart's on fire. Come to me, wild and wide. Come to me, give me everything I need. Give me a lifetime of promises and a world of dreams. Speak the language of love like you know what it means. It can't be wrong. Take my heart and make it strong, babe. Simply the best. Better than all the rest. Better than anyone I've ever met. Stuck on your heart. Hang on every word you say. Tear us apart. Baby, I would rather be dead. In your heart, see the star every night and every day. In your eyes, I get lost, I get washed away. Just as long as you're here in my arms, I could be in no better place. Simply the best. Better than all the rest. You're better than anyone I've ever met. Stuck on your heart. Hang on every word you say. Tear us apart. Baby, I would rather be dead. Each time you leave me, I'm losing control. Walk away with my heart and my soul. I can feel you even when I'm alone. Oh, baby, don't let go.
Get up there, boy.
No doubt, man.
Simply the best. Better than all the rest. You're better than anyone I've ever met. Stuck on your heart. Hang on every word you say. Tear us apart. Baby, I would rather be dead. Simply the best.
Come on, man. Well done, dude. Man, that's high as boat gas right there, dude. That's some just high.
Kip Moore, man. Albums Reason to Believe out 5/29. So good, dude.
Record's so good.
Record's so good.
It's got all that. You can tell there's like, you even said the people that I was going to say, I could tell it was influenced by Tom Petty. There's a little bit of Springsteen in there.
Yeah.
But man, just the melodies to me are, there's a little more feel to them, I would say. It's not as commercial. It's more like, it's more raw. It's a more raw melodic mixed record. It's really strong, man.
Yeah, man.
Really strong.
Yeah. People are gonna love it, man. Hey, thanks for hanging out. Congrats on everything, bro.
Yeah, you're
awesome.
Let's go ride motorcycles.
Number 3 the next time the record comes out.
Let's do it.
Third podcast.
Come on,
third
please,
podcast, baby.
please come back, dude. You're one of our favorites for sure.
Hey, man, thank y'all for hanging out, God's country.
Yep.
We'll see y'all next time.
Thanks, kid.
Peace.
You bet.